This is the story of Il Dottore, also known as Zandik, the second of the Fatui Harbingers and the man who treats gods the same way surgeons treat organs, as something to be taken apart. Before the mask, before the segments, before the title of Harbinger, there was Zandik, a scholar whose name now only survives in scattered records, inscriptions, and implications, which honestly feels intentional, because the world wants to forget him. Zandik wasn't born a villain. He wasn't cursed. He wasn't betrayed by the gods. He was intelligent in a world that rewards intelligence, but only when it stays within acceptable boundaries. And Zandik refused to stay inside them. In Sumeru, knowledge is sacred, but knowledge is also controlled. There are lines you're not supposed to cross, questions you're not supposed to ask. Zandik asked them anyway, what is a god biologically speaking? Why does divinity get to define value? If life can be altered, why stop at prosthetics or medicine? Why not improve the human condition entirely? And here's where everything goes wrong, because Zandik didn't believe in ethics. He believed in results. At some point, Zandik stopped seeing people as people. They became samples, subjects, raw material. Human lives were variables and equations only he understood. And unlike tragic villains who justify their actions through pain or loss, Dottore never had a tragic reason. He wasn't angry. He wasn't grieving. He was curious. That's what makes him dangerous. We know explicitly that his experiments involved living humans, including children, including the weak, including those who couldn't fight back. And he didn't see this as cruelty. To Dottore, cruelty implies intent. What he felt was detachment. If a subject died, that was data. If a subject survived, that was success. Morality, to him, was just another artificial construct, like tradition or faith or gods. Eventually, this mindset made him incompatible with the world around him. Whether he was expelled from scholarly circles or abandoned by them doesn't really matter. What matters is that Zandik disappeared. And when he returned as something else. The Fatui didn't corrupt Zandik. They recognized him. They looked at a man who had no ethical ceiling and said, this is useful. As Il Dottore, he wasn't just another harbinger. He was infrastructure. The reason the Fatui could compete with gods without divine blessings. Because Dottore didn't rely on visions. He relied on design. He perfected artificial augmentation, mechanical enhancement, biological reconstruction, and most importantly, he learned how to separate the mind from the body. This is where the concept of segments comes in. Multiple versions of himself, split across time and cognition, each one optimized for a purpose. Think about how insane that is. Most villains want immortality. Dottore wanted redundancy. And this detail matters, because it tells us something crucial about his psychology. Dottore doesn't fear death, he fears limitations. Even his own identity wasn't sacred enough to preserve intact. Here's the philosophical core of Il Dottore. He doesn't hate gods. He doesn't worship them. He studies them the way an engineer studies a malfunctioning machine. To Dottore, archons aren't divine beings. They're bad designs. Too emotional, too bound by ideals, too inefficient. And if something is poorly designed, it deserves to be replaced. This belief reaches its logical extreme during the events in Sumeru. Because Sumeru isn't just the land of wisdom. It's the land that believes knowledge alone guarantees progress. And Dottore weaponizes that belief perfectly. Working with corrupted sages, he helps engineer a plan so audacious that it redefines villainy in Genshin. Not to kill a god, not to dethrone a god, but to manufacture one. Enter Scaramouche. A puppet, a discarded prototype, a being created by a god and deemed unworthy. To Dottore, Scaramouche wasn't a failure. He was an opportunity. If a god could create life, then a human could finish the job. Using forbidden knowledge, mechanical bodies, and divine remnants, Dottore attempted to elevate Scaramouche into a fully artificial god, a controllable one, an optimized one, a proof that divinity isn't sacred, it's replicable. And the most unsettling part, it almost worked. When Nahida confronts Dottore, there's no dramatic breakdown, no emotional confession, just negotiation. Because Dottore doesn't argue morality. He argues efficiency. He trades knowledge like currency, deletes versions of himself without hesitation. Even his own existence is disposable if it leads to a better outcome. This moment reveals something terrifying. Dottore is not loyal to the Fatui. He's not even loyal to the Tsaritsa. He's loyal to his hypothesis, that the universe is flawed and that he is qualified to fix it. Other villains in Genshin oppose the world. Dottore wants to edit it. He doesn't want to burn Teyvat down. He wants to rebuild it, without consent, without empathy, without regard for cost. And here's the final, horrifying thought. Dottore doesn't believe he's wrong. He believes he's early. That one day the world will catch up to him, that history will justify his methods, because progress always does. So when we ask who the real monster of Genshin Impact is, it's not a god hiding in the sky. It's the man who proved gods could be replaced, and asked, why stop there? But I want to know what you think. Is Il Dottore pure evil? Or is he the inevitable outcome of a world that worships knowledge without wisdom? And if someone like him succeeds, does Teyvat even survive as itself? Comment below. I genuinely want to read your theories. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe